All through the Gospels, we see Jesus going from town to town to minister to the nearby towns. This town is only about 2 miles or so from Jesus' adopted hometown of Capernaum. This town is called Magdala. It's called Magdala after its most famous citizen, Mary Magdalene. This town was just uncovered in 2009 when the Catholic Church, who owned the land, hit it with a bulldozer, trying to build a resort on the Sea of Galilee. And so here's the thing in Israel. It's kind of funny. Here's the thing in Israel. Every time you move a spoonful of dirt, you have to have someone from the Israeli Antiquities Division standing next to you. They grade with a kitchen spoon in Israel because under every piece of dirt is some ancient history. And so they uncover this town of Magdala, named after Mary Magdalene. And for me, this is a memorial kept for 2,000 years by God to commemorate those who serve Christ in the shadows, not those who have the limelight or the top 3 disciples, none of those characters, but the people who sacrificially give as Mary Magdalene did. Let me read in Luke 8, verse 1. It says, Jesus began a tour of the nearby towns and villages all along this northern coast and preaching and announcing the good news about the kingdom of God. He took his 12 disciples with him, along with some women who had been cured of evil spirits and diseases. Among them were Mary Magdalene, from whom he had cast out 7 demons. Joanna, the wife of Chuza, Herod's business manager, Susanna, and many others who were contributing from their own resources to support Jesus and his disciples. To me, Magdala is a phenomenal testimony to the group of primarily women who traveled with Jesus and the disciples, but were always in the shadows giving. Mary Magdalene, we know, was a wealthy individual of Magdala, giving and sacrificially serving for the work to continue. And to me, Magdala will always be to their credit. By the way, who was the last at the cross, along with 2 other Marys, Mary the mother of Jesus and Mary the mother of John? Mary Magdalene, last at the cross. Who was the first that Jesus appeared to after the resurrection? Mary Magdalene, not Peter, not John, not the guys that are all over the Bible. The woman he delivered from 7 demonic spirits, who the whole time she followed him and served him, people's like, you know who that is, don't you? Well, let me tell you about her, just so you can pray. She put up with all that the whole 3 years while she was caring for Christ. That woman's a hero. In this town in 2009, that was 10 minutes ago archaeologically. In 2009, they uncovered this synagogue. This is a synagogue from the 1st century in Magdala, there in the Galilee. The coins prove that it was the synagogue there when Jesus would teach there. This synagogue is in such perfect shape, it's phenomenal, including the scroll table that they would lift up and lay the scrolls on to teach. We know for certain Jesus taught regularly, often, we would assume, in this synagogue. And so we go there and we paint the picture of what it would look like for Jesus to walk in the synagogue and teach not only the disciples, but all of the community, because this is where they gather. And sometimes his current disciples get to go there and touch the mosaic floor that Jesus taught on. That is the actual floor from the 1st century that Jesus would have taught on, and those are disciples not from the 1st century.